consented to the personal jurisdiction matter of the court. I'm here to specifically cross-examine my accusers. And with that being said,
Well, let me just put it to you this way. This court has jurisdiction over you as a person. I also have jurisdiction over the subject matter of these proceedings. So while you may disagree, I think your position is legally insufficient.
I just wanted to notify.
Your position is legally insufficient and irrelevant to anything that we have to do right now. Am I clear? Thank you. Are the people ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
You may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. With consent, that we will waive opening and I will call Officer.
I don't waive opening, with what consent? What was that? You said with my consent, I didn't consent. What was that? I just asked some clarification.
You're not required to give an opening at preliminary examination, but if you'd like to, Ms. Lundy.
I do not choose to give an opening.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right, let me call your first witness.
Darnell Tyson.
Sir, please come forward to be sworn.
Your Honor, Michigan Rule of Evidence 615, I am at my request to ask the other officers that will be giving testimony against me. I asked that they leave the room.
Are you making a motion to sequester?
Yes.
In your response to the people?
No, Your Honor.
All right, witnesses that will testify are hereby ordered sequestered. Thank you.
I wasn't clear on what rule that was cited, but
Wasn't,
thank you.
but I got what he was getting at.
She shot into part of the testimony about me be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So, yeah. So, state spell your first and last name for the record.
Darnell Tyson, DARNELLTYSON.
Thank you. You may inquire.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. How are you employed?
The Felony Police Department.
And how long have you been employed in that position?
Since April of 20, well, once the academy, I've been on the road since April of last year.
April of 24?
That's fine.
In what capacity are you employed by the Ypsilanti Police Department? A police officer? Were you working on October 11th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
What shift were you on that day?
Second shift nights.
What is nights?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And what were you wearing that day?
My uniform, my family uniform.
Were you displaying your badge of office? Were you operating a patrol car or a passenger in a patrol car?
Yes, ma'am. Hold on.
Did you happen to come into contact with anybody who's currently in the courtroom on that date?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that? And can you tell me where he's sitting and something that he's wearing, please?
He's wearing a black suit. He's sitting at the table right behind you, right? Right.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness identify the defendant.
That objection record shall so reflect.
Where did you come into contact with him?
On Michigan Ave, I can't remember the exact address, but it's right behind Buffer Reds.
Is that in the city of Ypsilanti, County of Washtenaw, State of Michigan? And when you got to that location, do you recall about what time it was? Nighttime or daytime?
It was early morning.
Early morning? When you got to that location, what did you observe?
It was two people by a car. One was sitting by the front passenger tire and one was standing to his left over him.
Were either one of those people the defendant?
Yes.
Who was it? Where was the defendant?
He was the person standing up next to the person that was sitting on the ground.
Who else was there when you were on scene?
Myself, Officer Smith, Sergeant Gibbs, Mr. Magoo, and Officer Chief, and there was his friend, I don't remember his friend's name.
The person that was sitting by the passenger side of the tire was Mr. Magoo's friend?
Yes.
That's when you say his friend, that's who you're referring to?
Yes.
What happened when you got up to the area where Mr. Magoo and his friend were located?
We observed his friend sitting on the ground. We saw a case of open, I think it was seltzer waters and fireball on the ground. We walked over because we were dispatched to that area for a fight. The description we got of the people involved in the fight did not fit them. But when we saw the gentleman sitting on the ground, kind of slumped over, we just stepped over because we were just trying to see if he was all right.
So you said fireball. Is that on something? Is that a brand name of something?
Alcohol.
Alcohol? What happened next?
We were just trying to get a clear understanding of what was going on. Like I said, we witnessed the guy who was sitting on the ground, kind of slumped over. So I presume that he might have been under the influence of alcohol, seeing that we had the filthy waters and the fireball there. But we were just trying to see if he needed any medical assistance.
Would it be fair to say that Sergeant Gibbs took the lead a little bit when approaching?
Definitely.
After Sergeant Gibbs approached the two men, what happened next?
Sergeant Gibbs gave Mr. Magoo a couple of directives. He asked him to step away. I believe he asked him at least 2 or 3 times to just leave. To which Mr. Magoo did not. At that point, Sergeant Gibbs asked him to leave again. He did not. At that point, we went hands on for obstructing our ability to investigate what was going on with the gentleman sitting on the ground.
What happened after you went hands-on?
We took Mr. Magoo kind of around to where the car was. We put handcuffs on him. We walked him over to Sergeant Gibbs' patrol vehicle. At that point, as we were going to put him in the vehicle, we had to search anybody that, before we could put him into the vehicle. So as we were doing I wasn't doing the search. Officer Smith was. I was just there to keep control of Mr. Magoo at that point.
In what way were you there to keep control of him? What were you doing?
I was holding him by his arm.
Where were you standing relative to where he was standing?
At first, while Officer Smith was searching him to the right, I was to the left of Mr. Magoo. After he finished searching him to the right, we switched positions. I went to the right side, Officer Smith went to the left.
So Mr. Magoo is currently facing a vehicle and you're standing behind him to his right or to his left, depending on what side of him is being searched?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened while Officer Smith was searching the defendant?
Mr. Magoo made a couple other statements. I don't really know. I really don't remember what those were. I do remember he made a statement about dashing or scatting, which is kind of like implicating he might run. At that point, I put my arm through here and kind of held him up against the car.
Why did you do that?
Mentioned about running.
Why would putting his arm up and holding him against the car, why would you do that if somebody mentioned they might run? To keep him what?
To keep control.
To keep control. Okay, what happened next?
At that point, Officer Smith was searching the left side of him. He asked about, were you guys looking for a lottery ticket? He said, I didn't have anything in my pocket. At that point, Mr. Magoo, he kind of flinched a little bit one time. So I put my arm up a little bit more just to gain a little bit more control. And at that point, he kicked up with his right leg and caught me in the groin area.
His leg hit you in the groin area while you were standing behind him? And were you wearing a body worn camera on this night? Have you had a chance to review a copy of the recording from your body worn camera today?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a fair and accurate depiction of the original recording and of what happened that night? Here, I move to admit People's Exhibit 1, Darnell Tyson's body worn camera that has previously been disclosed to defendant in discovery. I'm going to be playing.
Any objection to its admission?
I object to we don't need to play the video. I would rather-
Whether we need to play it. What is your objection?
My objection is I would like to finish hearing the testimony before we play the series of events that Mr. Tyson has already had time to review with himself.
Would the court like a response?
Objection is overruled. You may go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. And is the exhibit admitted?
Yes, exhibit's admitted.
Thank you. And with the court's permission, I'd like to play from the beginning of the video to about the 4-minute and 10-second mark.
All right, that's fine.
Object. What is the relevance? Why are we playing it?
What do you mean? What's your objection? You're saying that what's contained on the video isn't relevant? Hold on, can you?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
No,
It just started.
what is
sorry.
What is the relevance for Officer Tyson's testimony of this video?
He has to lay the foundation regarding the video, which they've done. I've admitted it. If your objection is as to relevance, clearly what occurred that day is absolutely relevant and central to its issue in this case. So your objection to relevance is overruled. Ms. Lundy, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what are we calling for? Please, what have you talked for? Please, what are we calling for? So we're gonna call that, what are we calling for? So let's. No, yeah, that's what I'm calling. I'll tell you. Yeah. What's I'm telling you, I'm not having you right now out here. Do you understand me? You think I'm drunk? Walk away. He walk away. No, I'm telling you that right now, sir. You got to walk to me. No, she has nothing back. I just told you. I said, walk away. Walk away. All you have to do is walk away. Sit. Say that no sense. Okay, that's fine. All you have to do is walk away. All right? This is illegal. You can't do this. You understand that? What do you mean? Okay, I'm not okay. You don't get it. Put him in the car. Stand up. All right, put him in the back seat. Come on.
You got anything close to your army? Do you? Do you? I'll ask you one more time.
What did you say?
If you have anything close to stick to your army?
Right.
Very simple. So yes or no? All right. Everybody, one more away.
What are you looking for? A lottery ticket?
No. Chill out, dog.
No. Oh, it's scam? You looking for a lottery ticket? How about an iPhone? What are you looking for? I'm looking at you. I'm not looking for nothing, but I need some. I'm looking at you. Come on. Neil, what are you looking for? What are you not going Yes, you are.
Officer Tyson, at any time did you give the defendant permission to assault you? Did you at any time give the defendant permission to kick his leg back into your crotch?
Objection. I didn't see any physical harm.
I heard the testimony.
What was that?
What's your objection?
I object. We watched the video and you're trying to lay that there's evidence of harm. I've seen no harm. We watched it and not once was there.
What is your objection?
Huh? Perjury. That's my objection.
Perjury? Seriously?
Yeah.
Overruled. Go ahead. Ms. Lundy.
You're trying to confirm that it happened based off the video and it.
Oh, no, Mr. Magoo, here's how it works. You don't address the prosecutor at all. You address the court.
But she was the trier of the case, Your Honor. You're the trier of facts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She,
What I have just instructed you is you will not address the prosecutor directly. Is there anything unclear about what I just said?
yeah, fundamentally, I thought that you're the trier of the facts, Your Honor.
Is there anything unclear with what I have just said?
I'll try to understand what you're saying here. I'll try to avoid that.
Is there anything unclear about what I have just said? I'm going to give you one more shot to answer them. I need an answer, Mr.
Your Honor. You're telling me I'm not to talk.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. You are not to address the prosecutor. If you need to address the prosecutor, Commissioner Magoo, you can ask the court prior to your addressing, because I'm not going to have your behavior toward anybody in this courtroom. Understood?
I understand that.
Thank you. Ms. Lundy, anything further?
Ask the witness.
Cross-examination.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name and badge number for the record, please? Just for my end.
Thompson, 39.
95, thank you. What was your assignment on October 11th? Approximately 2:50 in the morning.
We're dispatched, like I said, to Michigan Avenue, reference bike.
And at that time, when you showed up to the, where did you, it was a parking lot? Public parking lot? Okay. At that time, did you ID anybody that was suspect to the dispatch that you were called to? No active fights? Do you remember the dispatch record, how they described the people? Was I an interference of any medical emergency? Was I in, what was your reason for contact with me?
We got there, we saw a gentleman sitting on the ground. We saw alcoholic beverages that were open, and he was slumped over.
Okay, so alcohol, somebody's, a gentleman slumped over, and then me. So what was your reason to engage with me?
Reason for coming up was not to engage you.
Oh, okay,
Actually, just to ensure that the gentleman sitting on the ground was okay.
okay, so it was just a courtesy stop?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
In your words, would you say it was a courtesy?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
What is the objection?
Asked and answered.
Asked and answered. Did you suspect the gentleman on the ground that was laying slouched over? Did you suspect him of any crime?
No, sir.
Did you suspect me of any crime? In that video, you heard Officer Gibbs, Sergeant Gibbs, I'm sorry. You heard him clarify that this was something different.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it my legal obligation to leave?
Objection, your calls for the ultimate conclusions to the question.
Sustained.
Ultimate conclusion. Can you cite any legal authority that would permit a public citizen to leave a public place?
Objection as to form of the question.
Sustained.
As to what? What was it?
Form of your question.
In form of your question?
The form of your question is
Okay,
improper.
okay. Under what law or ordinance was I required to leave?
Same objection as to the ultimate conclusion.
I'm trying to understand why the probable cause, Your Honor, as to why I was arrested. There's still no clarity. And that's what I'm trying to get at here today.
On that, through that question. So I'll sustain the objection. You can give it another shot.
Can you define probable cause?
Objection to relevance.
Sustained.
Your Honor, the officer is infield officer. They have to be able to understand what probable cause here.
In what context are you talking probable cause?
Your Honor, I
Your
was
question is large and vague.
to define probable cause as an arresting officer.
Is it probable cause to arrest? Probable cause in terms of this proceeding? In what context do you wish to try to
Probable,
describe?
yeah, probable cause to arrest me that night or any reasonable articulated suspicion.
May I respond?
You may.
It's actually two different things. The defendant was originally asking about probable cause to arrest, and then he revised it and said he's asking specifically about the probable cause to arrest him, which is not the question he asked. So my objection as it will continue.
I'll sustain the objection. I'll allow him to attempt to rephrase.
Your Honor, I'm trying my hardest to word this properly, so please, in efforts to get clarity here, I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure out under what authority is there when you knew that I wasn't a suspect to any crime
Authority to do what?
to arrest me.
So maybe we can get past this.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
An officer can arrest for a crime they believe or suspect was committed in their presence. That would be one basis. Based upon what I saw in the video, there would be a basis for that arrest, if that helps you at all. So you can go on to your next question.
Okay. Did I physically interfere with you at all?
Yes.
At what point?
Sergeant Gaines asked you to walk away. We didn't ask you to leave, you just asked you to walk away.
You asked me to walk away. How far would have been a safe distance?
Objection.
Speculation.
Yes.
Sustained.
If I walked 5 feet away, would that have satisfied your order?
Just asked you to walk away.
Yes or no? It would have satisfied your order? Okay. So until the time that I was arrested, what duties did I physically prevent you from doing?
We were to figure out what was going on with your friend. And because you were in the flight, but we walked up We raised up. We weren't there. We were there for the gentleman sitting on the ground, appeared to be intoxicated. Based on the circumstance, we saw open alcohol and the fireball, which is alcohol, on the ground towards his feet.
So your duty was to safeguard my friend?
No, at that time, we were just trying to see if he needed any medical attention.
Are you a medical expert?
I'm not.
Did I consent to your arrest?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Speculation. When Sergeant Smith began searching me, did I show you any signs of hesitation, or did I feel like I was threatened? Did I show you any signs?
Objection as to the speculation of what the defendant thought. This witness can't answer what the defendant thought. The rest of the questions.
Did I do anything?
I'll overrule the objection. Let me answer it if you can.
Okay.
Did I do anything to make you feel like you were threatened after the arrest? So there was two vehicles, correct? Let me rephrase it. Sorry. There's two vehicles, right? The first vehicle is the one that the gentleman slouched over, correct?
Sir,
Okay. You guys detained me up against that vehicle, right? Is that correct?
we weren't being detained. We were just moving you out of the way.
You were moving me out of the way with handcuffs?
We didn't have cuffs on you at that time.
What was the point of moving me out of the way? Okay. So at which point in time did you decide that the handcuffs?
We have to get control of somebody's hand.
Okay. So was I under arrest at this time? Just detained. Okay. During this time, did you guys ask for any permission to search me?
We don't have to ask for permission to search you. Should be detained or at that point. Squad car has to be searched. For contraband.
Do you know under what grounds that is?
Yes,
Is that
that is
public?
absolute, what he
That's
just described is the
department?
law.
Your Honor,
He has,
there's several.
Mr. Magoo, when an officer is detaining somebody, they have the right to do a pat-down search for any contraband or weapons or anything that might harm the officer or anyone around. That
Even if the
is
arrest is
the
unlawful?
law. That is the,
I never
law.
consented to any of it.
Doesn't matter.
And we still don't have a crime that I've
It
done.
doesn't matter.
We're still trying to figure out a
It
crime.
doesn't matter.
What was the probable cause to arrest me on October 11th?
I would object as to timeline, because I want to make sure it's very specific, what time.
I'll sustain that objection because I think it's vague. You can rephrase the question so you can be more specific.
Under which action made it deemed necessary to arrest me?
You weren't under arrest at that time, you were just being detained.
If you were to think about the night, the whole night, what exact moment defined what I did that was unlawful?
Sergeant Gibbs asked you to step away. At that point, you were obstructing our ability to investigate what was going on with your friend.
And you didn't suspect him of a crime.
No. That wasn't, that never was.
So what duties were you under at that time?
Because your friend appeared to be drunk, sir.
Is being drunk illegal?
would be intoxicated in public like he was.
Did you charge him with a crime?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained,
Trying to find a.
sustained.
Correct.
I don't need your response after my ruling. Next question.
I do not consent to the personal jurisdiction of this court. I'm only here to cross-examine my accusers. The courtroom fell silent as this man dared to challenge the judge's entire authority. But he had no idea he was about to face one of the most no-nonsense judges in the state. Daniel, known in the courtroom as Mr. Magoo, was facing a felony charge for resisting and obstructing a police officer. But when the bodycam footage finally played, the entire room exploded. Perjury? Seriously? That's my objection, Magoo shouted, accusing the officer of lying about being kicked in the groin. He started a direct war of words with the prosecutor, but that was a massive mistake. The judge's patience finally snapped. You will not address the prosecutor. I am the one in control here. Am I clear? Was Magoo a victim of police overreach? Or was this just another sovereign citizen stunt gone wrong? Watch until the very end to see the exact moment the video reveals the truth that left the entire courtroom stunned.